am fine. Welcome to the top five rom-coms of the 80s. You guys want to introduce yourselves? Let's see who's just going to naturally go first. Okay, go ahead.
ABC order?
Go ahead.
Alphabetical order?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Alicia. My husband went to school with all of you, and Jesse baptized my son. That's what gets me in all the time. That's why I'm in the cool kids club.
Yeah.
Your husband was also at our house a lot.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Sorry about that.
But no, the Rick Paula house was the kick it house. It really was. Like, it was just like, if you got tired of Adrian, you go hang out with Gabe. If you got tired of Gabe, you'd go hang out with Mike. And if you got tired of hearing about Prince, you'd go hang out with the dad.
Yeah. Well, I remember one time we all got home from school and my dad was in the garage playing video games with some guy. And none of us knew who the guy was, but he was like he was in school with us. He goes, "Oh yeah, I just heard that was the place to go."
Random.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr.
I'm Matthew. I know Jesse from hanging out with my brothers and from marching band in Arvin High School.
Yes. Go ahead, V.
And Vidalia. I was the nerdy girl down the street. We were down the street neighbors, Jess and I am the same year as Matt in school. And so I feel like I've known Jess like my whole life, really.
So lucky.
Like my whole life. I don't remember a time when I didn't know him.
Don't brag. Oh man, I'm Jesse Rivera, and this is Comic Talk, and I rounded up the gang again because I really had so much fun last time doing this. Even though I had I had so much technical issues with that one, and we couldn't do the video. And I think we're gonna be able to do the video this time. I don't know, we'll see. But it's looking good so far. But I don't know. Last time we did a top 10 list, and it was a little bit overwhelming. Towards the end, I think I didn't want to talk to one of you for about 2 weeks afterwards, and it was just rough, So I was like, this time let's only do 5. I'll keep track of everyone's list, and then at the end, we'll haggle over what we think. See if we can agree on a top 5 from all of ours, and then we'll go from there, and we'll have some fun, and we'll tell some stories along the way, and I think we'll kind of also be shocked because a couple of us have already had side chats about I'll say it, how rapey some of these 80s movies were. And how forgiving they were of the white males who did not know how to take no for an answer. So we'll just I don't know. It was an interesting time, and it definitely was. It was still a great time for movies. But goddamn, has anybody rewatched Revenge of the Nerds lately?
I can't.
Revenge of the Nerds.
It is so bad. It's so bad. They break into a sorority house and plant cameras, and then they watch them all night long, like taking showers, and of course the obligatory pillow fight, and then the topless pillow fight, which every girl I've ever spoken to has vowed that has never taken place.
Never happens. It doesn't happen. Yeah.
Doesn't happen. So the 80s, as good as the 80s were to us, they lied to us a lot, and they set a lot of false expectations as far as what we would see if we went peeping. But I don't know. It was nothing.
Crazier still is, what's crazier still is that we were watching that at the time when we were like 10.
And did our parents?
And
where were
12.
they? What the hell?
Our parents were at
thought that was
work.
okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, our parents were at work, right? Like,
HBO is all you needed.
No, my dad was sitting right behind me.
oh,
A
Yeah,
lot
and
of
it-
times in the same room.
and
Yeah.
HBO was the gateway drug.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
Definitely.
How about- Or Cinemax late at night. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, man.
That was terrible.
Did I just turn red? Did I blush when you said Cinemax late at night? I was like, where's the lotion? Okay. Anyway, I know,
Tissues?
like it was like Pavlov. Okay, let's get started. I will just go. Well, okay, we'll go Alicia, Matt, V, Jesse. So, Alicia, what is your number 5 in your top 5s?
We talked about this, and it was obligatory that I put this on, even though it's not one of the ones that's my go-to or that I sit down and watch repeatedly, but you couldn't leave off the list When Harry Met Sally.
Oh,
I mean,
Mhm.
it does nothing for me personally, but I felt like it had to be on the list. So it's fine. I don't not enjoy it. It's a good movie, but like sometimes some of their interaction is cringy, but I mean, it's a nice movie. It's fun, well written, well directed, great cast.
how about those waist-high jeans, man?
How about all the hair? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hair.
It was a lot.
A lot of hair.
I rewatch When Harry Met Sally probably about once every 2 years. One time recently, well, no, it was about 5 years ago because I was still in my apartment. It was a Sunday afternoon and I was watching it, and my mom, for some reason, happened to call me right before the diner scene, and I was like, she can't hear that, can she? And she like made a comment like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "Oh God." So you think I'm at home just watching porn on a Sunday afternoon. So
yeah, like you weren't, whatever.
it's no, that's definitely a nighttime thing. It's a great movie. Rest in peace, Bruno Kirby. I think Bruno Kirby is the unsung hero of that movie. He kind of pulls everything in a couple of times in the movie. A couple times in the movie where it's like, I don't know, I hate all of these people. And then Bruno Kirby will come through with like, you made a woman meow, you know. He'll have these great scenes. That's a good pick. And it was on my list, but then I was like, that's too easy. So I was like pretty sure somebody would have it on the list. It deserves to be on the list, but we've already talked about it way too much. But it's a great movie. I love it. I love it. Matt, what do you got at your number 5?
Well, before I start, I have to say that with rom-coms, I picked for at least a few of mine, they're more com than rom. So I had to go and like make sure a couple of them were actually on anyone's list of rom-coms. So I know that I'm not the only one who thought it qualified.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I get to go with Coming to America.
Oh,
Yes.
There's so many laughs in that movie. Of course.
Yes.
You know.
and when is Coming to America coming? That's real soon, right?
Yeah.
Real soon. I think so. Couple of months.
Yeah. I think I could check that while we're looking. Yeah, Coming to America is on all kinds of lists, and just like the cast that they put together for that was just like top notch for that time. It kind of bridged a lot of comedic careers.
I mean, Eddie Murphy. Yeah. I mean, wow.
Good one for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Vidalia, what do you got at number 5?
My number 5 is one that I loved to watch. Oh, I love this movie. Splash.
Oh, whatever
Tom
happened?
Hanks and Daryl Hannah, and she's a mermaid.
When I thought we had to do 10, that was my number 10.
Yes. Yeah, it's my number 5. And then what's his name? The guy who wants to bust him, Levy, right? That's who that was?
Eugene Levy. Yeah.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and then John Candy was in there as well.
John Candy.
Right.
Yeah. So
That was good.
I just love that movie.
That's a good one. Whatever happened? Daryl Hannah, she just kind of faded away. Like, did she? She had a really good. I think she like had a really good run. Like, bought a farm and just like retired. Like,
I just retired.
like I love when I hear that story of Hollywood. You know, like where are they now? And they're like, oh, I got tired of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Is she still with who is she with, the singer songwriter? Blah.
Really? Let's see.
Look it up because I think they're still together. But anyway,
was she with Jackson Brown?
She was, and then she broke up, and now she's with oh gosh, I can see him, and he sings so weird. Yeah, let me look it up on my iPad.
I got it right here. Spouse, Neil Young.
Yes.
Neil Young.
That doesn't seem like a match.
Nope. He's considerably older than her, I feel like, but yeah.
Well, let's see. Daryl Hannah was born in 1960, and Neil Young was born in not too bad. Neil Young was born in 1945. So that's like a 15-year difference. That's not I'm 49 right now, and that's right in my wheelhouse. 15 years younger. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
I don't know. I remember she was it her, or she was maybe one of the many who had a lot of like cosmetic surgery, and then she looked really different.
Oh, did she do that? Was she a Jennifer Grey?
Yeah. Oh, nobody puts baby in the corner, Jess. Don't do that.
I just did. I put her in the corner on the shelf and turned her around.
She was in the Kill Bills, right?
Jennifer Grey?
She was.
No.
Yeah, she was.
Maybe the last major thing she was in.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Let's see. In the last 10 years, in her most recent work, whoa, she's done a lot of stuff. The last thing she was in was Papa in 2018. And well, the Kill Bills were way over here in the 90s, right?
I think so.
Kill Bill Volume 1, 2003. A Walk to Remember.
Oh, that was almost 20 years ago. That's crazy.
She was in Addams Family Reunion.
Wow.
That's a direct to video. Grumpier Old Men.
I guess.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, she was in Steel Magnolias.
She was in Steel Magnolias,
yeah, of course.
She was the nerdy girl.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I loved her in Steel Magnolias. I can do a whole podcast on Steel Magnolias.
Wow.
I can.
That's really, really metro of you. I think Jose my husband would be right on that, because he stops down and watches it whenever it's on. And I'm like, really? I'll walk in the room and I'll be like, really?
It's a great movie. It's the dad. Everyone loves the dad.
Oh yeah.
My number 5, just one of the guys.
Yes.
What's that look, Alicia?
Because we talked about this last night, and I just remember what you said. I'm like,
Just one of the guys. It's so good. You know what? You know who played the bad guy? William Zabka. Johnny Lawrence is the bad guy. Probably like reprising that bad guy role for like the 4th year in a row. It's great. And I just love the concept of like, oh, so the thing is, it's a gorgeous girl, and she cannot get a newspaper job for the school newspaper because they say that no one takes women reporters seriously. So then she dresses up like a guy. All the girls fall for her, and yeah, just one of the guys. 1985. That wasn't an HBO movie. That was a movie that I used to have to walk down to the Texaco station across the street from Dairy Delight.
Oh, the Sam's Exxon.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, yeah. They used to rent movies at that gas station, and they were like, I can't remember how much it was. It was there, or then a little bit further up the street was Showtime Video, but that was just a little bit further of a walk. But that was definitely a movie that Jose and I rented a bunch because it showed boobs. Anyway,
yeah, I was gonna say, did they give her Hooters actual film credit?
They did. They are Hooter 1 and 2. A and B. The Japanese version has them as A and B. The American version is 1 and 2. The twins, I like to call them. Anyway,
guys are pervs.
Matt, what's your number? What's your number 4? Because I could talk about boobs all day.
Wait, aren't we on Alicia?
Oh, is it Alicia? You're right. Alicia, what is your number 4?
Okay, I am going to switch it really quick. All right. Okay. Can't Buy Me Love.
Oh, that guy was in everything for a while.
I love to watch that and they don't play it a lot, but it holds up. It's so clever. It's well written. You like the characters. You invest yourself in all the characters, and it's just a lot of fun. It's so cute. I love it. Patrick Dempsey, come on.
That's who it is. I was like, that guy was in everything for a while.
Oh my gosh, McDreamy, come on.
Yeah. He was like the Sean Astin of the 80s. Or like Sean Astin was like in everything in the 90s after he did Rudy. Like he was just like in everything. Like Patrick Dempsey he was that guy for a while. Yeah,
The Mood, which I liked him better in.
Right.
What was?
Kid.
Huh?
Wasn't that him, the woo woo kid, in The Mood?
In the Mood.
Oh, in the Mood. Oh my gosh.
Mood.
The 80s. Okay. All right. Okay, Matt, you're number 4.
My number 4. This movie is because of one specific scene. I didn't really find it that funny at all, even though it's listed as a rom-com. Say Anything.
Oh, what?
It's got the classic scene. You know the one.
Yeah.
What scene? There's no, because I have Say Anything up here. So there's many great scenes in Say Anything.
Well, the holding the boombox over his head.
Oh yes, yeah.
Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, Peter Gabriel.
Love that.
Yes.
Song.
But that's the only one where I was like, is it calm enough? Because is it comedy enough to be a rom-com? Because it felt like a drama.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
There's a lot of great scenes in that. They are so I guess we could talk about it now. It's on my list later on. But they're reissuing the soundtrack on vinyl, and it has like bonus songs on the soundtrack. And I was like, I'm at the point where I have way too many records, so I'm real picky on like what I'm going to spend $35 on. So I was like, the Say Anything soundtrack, I don't need it. And then I kept reading and it said bonus tracks. I was like, well, let me see what the bonus tracks are, right? So like I clicked on it. The bonus tracks are Nancy Wilson singing That'll Never Be Me, Joe Lies, and
I was gonna say Joe Lies better be on there.
yes, the bonus tracks are That'll Never Be Me, That'll Never Be Me. Yes, that is on there. So I was like, click, I bought it. It arrives in April.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
That was fun though. I liked that movie.
I liked it a lot too. Good pick, Matt. Vidalia, what you got?
Great.
Vidalia, what's your number 4?
All right. So I was telling Jess, I had kind of an issue with making some of my choices because I feel like it could be one thing, it could be rom-com a little bit, or it could be something else. You know what I mean? It was like a lot of ambiguity with some of these, with what genre these movies were. But my number 4 is Breakfast Club.
Oh.
Are you gonna kick me out?
No,
No.
I'm glad somebody brought up The Breakfast Club because
Okay.
it would be so easy to just do a list of John Hughes movies.
Right.
But
Right.
go ahead. Talk about The Breakfast Club. Whose romance do you love the most in The Breakfast Club? Is it the John and the crazy girl? I'm sorry, we can't say crazy anymore, right? Is it John? Is it John and the complicated
crazy
girl? Is it
Mm-mm.
is it the jock and no? It's the jock and the. I got them mixed up, huh? Yeah. Who's
It's
romance?
Claire. It's Claire, the princess. Claire, the princess, and then the
Bad boy.
bad boy.
Ender.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something about that dynamic that I love. I love that. And it wasn't like comedy, like ha ha, but it was like so much like sarcasm, or I don't know what it was. It's just this like, yeah, it's not the classic rom-com kind of movie. So that's why I thought, oh, I don't even know if it goes here. But I just a lot of these I wrote down just thinking back without like doing any kind of research, any kind of like looking on any list. And this was immediately one of my very first choices because it just kind of left that feeling in my heart.
I don't think you can say that it's not a rom-com because it was an ensemble. You know, there was definitely two romantic stories within that ensemble. So it definitely qualifies. And it was so well written. I love that movie.
Yeah, and the romances like kind of came out of nowhere, right? Like you were like, oh, this I didn't see this coming, right?
Right. Very unexpected. Because what you expect is for the princess and the jock to be like, because they're the popular ones, they're in the same, social circle, blah, blah, blah. So you would expect them to naturally kind of come together. And it didn't go that way. It was like kind of like a really big plot twist there. So
another thing I love about that movie is that it just takes you on an emotional roller coaster.
It sure does.
Like you really you get angry, you get happy, you're upset, you're scared. There's some scenes that are just gut wrenching. I think like the older I get, the more like I reflect on it, and I'm like, gosh, we're so lucky to have been given this movie at the perfect age.
Yes.
Yeah. Great movie. Great choice.
It just became like more relevant with me as I got older, right? Like you go back and you watch it now, it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It just becomes more relevant as
yeah, you and Matt are a year younger than me, and I saw it when I was in 7th grade at the theater with my mother.
Oh wow.
So you guys were like in 6th grade, I guess?
Yeah. It's 1985, so I was 11. I didn't watch it until later though. I was older when I saw it, so it was like totally like VHS kind of.
And the soundtrack is amazing. Have you ever heard Billy? So yes. Billy Idol passed on singing the song. I don't know if he did it. Don't You Forget About Me.
Really?
Yeah, Billy Idol passed on it. I think there's a version of it on his greatest hits. But it could have been him, but he passed on it. Simple Minds got it, and the rest is history, right?
What a silly mistake.
Wow, he did all right.
Well, he did.
He did all right. My number 4, 1983, Valley Girl.
Valley Girl.
Nicolas Cage gets beat up. Nicolas Cage gets beat up, kicked out of the party, and he goes back. That is the most punk rock thing ever. Nicolas Cage, Deborah Foreman, Elizabeth Daily, Michael Bowen. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. It's Nicolas Cage. But talk about a great soundtrack. This fucking soundtrack is still amazing.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, of course the I'll Melt With You, but so many other great songs on it that I can't think of right now. But Julie
Josie Cotton.
Does it
Johnny, Are You Queer Boy? The Payolas, Eyes of a Stranger. Psych Furs was on it too, I believe.
That's Psychedelic Furs for those not in the know.
Oh yeah, sorry. And then Don't Put Another Dime in the Jukebox.
Oh, that's a great one.
Trying to think
Oh,
what
here
else.
we go. Originally, Men at Work's "Who Can It Be Now" was played during the scene where Randy climbs into
It's
the
the
upstairs
bathtub.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's another 80s niche, right?
Wow.
Randy climbs into the upstairs bathroom through the window and hides in the shower, hoping that Julie will eventually come into the bathroom. In the special edition DVD, Shelley's Boyfriend by Donnie Hayes and the Wild Combo continues playing from the previous scene, replacing Men at Work.
Yeah. Super inappropriate.
From being so young in the early 80s, that there's certain classics that I know are classics that I never saw.
Oh, well, that's a treat because you get to go back and watch these.
Yeah, because I never saw that. I didn't see Pretty in Pink, which I know is a classic.
Uh-huh.
A lot of those, by the time I was
it's okay, Alicia.
like that, by the time I was interested in the movie like that, it was already years later.
I'm pretty sure Valley Girl is on Prime because I watched it like within the last month. So it's on one of the streaming services.
Check it out.
For free. Okay, moving on to, we're almost halfway through the list. Number 3, Alicia, what is your number 3?
Valley Girl.
Yeah, I think we just,
So we've already covered everything, I
Yeah.
feel like.
that's a great one. Well, excuse me, I had a breakfast sandwich. I didn't want to pass out during the
So
film.
did we. Just now.
I don't know where that came from.
The ghost of a breakfast sandwich.
It was really good. It was really good. Matt, you're number 3.
My number 3, I would be shocked if it was on anyone's list other than mine, but Back to School. Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah, the guy was hilarious.
Oh my God. I haven't thought about that since the 80s.
Robert Downey Jr. is in there.
I was like, Robert Downey Jr. is the drummer in the band in Back to School.
Yeah.
Sam Kinison is the teacher. Is one of the teachers.
Right.
Oingo Boingo. Does Oingo Boingo play at the party?
Yeah, Dead Man's Party.
Are they actually playing at the party during the movie?
I think they are, but I'm not 100% sure.
I can't remember. But no, Matt, that's a good one. That's a good one, dude. Yeah, I'm glad you put it on there because you're right. I wouldn't have thought to put it on there. And it was, so what's the romance? The teacher kind of has a romance.
Yes. The teacher and Rodney Dangerfield have a romance.
Yeah, that's the romance, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a good one, Matt. Good pick.
When Rodney Dangerfield just gets something like yells, yes, yes.
Rodney Dangerfield. God, Rodney Dangerfield. He was a road comic, and his wife like eventually said like I can't live this life with you. Like I can't live with you on the road. So he opened Dangerfields. Was it in New York? I don't know where it is in exactly, but it ended up being a club where so many comics got their start, and it happened because he loved his wife so much he gave up the road for her, and he just opened his own comedy club, and that was that's the Rodney Dangerfield's Young Comedian special is the special that like broke Andrew Dice Clay. Like if you like Google like the first time that Andrew Dice Clay was like seen by the masses, it was at a performance at Dangerfield's where he honed that character of he said it was a cross between did he say James Dean and Vinnie Barbarino or something like that? That's who he wanted the Dice Man to be. That's a good one, Matt. Vidalia, what's your number 3?
We covered this one already. It was Say Anything.
Oh, Say Anything.
Yeah.
Making its 3rd appearance on the list. Second appearance on the list.
When I was reading up about it, like on because after I wrote down my list, I went and verified kind of like, is this legit? But it was considered like one of the top high school movies, romantic movie. Like it's on like top a lot of top 10 or whatever romantic comedy lists for the 80s. It's on all of them. It was considered like one of the top comedy, romantic comedies of like all time
Right.
at
Yeah,
the time. So
definitely.
it's a legit choice.
Yeah, no, it's
Of
great.
course.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Okay, my number 3 is oh, I have it on here already. 1986, Pretty in Pink.
Pretty and pink.
Nice.
I love,
Timeless. It's timeless.
Timeless is for sure.
Molly Ringwald is at her cutest. Ducky, right?
Yeah.
Team
Ducky.
Ducky all the way. Yeah.
Every girl wanted to make Ducky straight. like and every boy wanted to have the guts to dance as cool as Ducky did in as that to that Otis Redding song in the record shop.
Mhm.
The best friend who worked at the record shop, she was great. There's so many great characters in this movie, and I fucking love it. And the soundtrack holds
The
up.
soundtrack. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, with the Psych Furs.
Again, making an
Yeah.
appearance in a John Hughes film.
Yeah, yeah. Molly Ringwald, Harry Dean Stanton, John Cryer, Annie Potts is the best friend.
James Spader. Hello.
Everyone loved the hate, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's when
James
Steph was
Spader.
hot. Woo.
Yeah. The only movie that James Spader didn't play the guy you wanted to hate was Tough Turf. He
Yeah.
actually played like the hero. Tough Turf is another great movie. You got Matt, Tough Turf. Have you seen that one?
Have not.
Yeah, a couple of great music scenes in that one too.
Mhm.
I just remember the girl had really long hair. Was that the one from Escape from Witch Mountain? That girl?
I can't remember. The character was Frankie, and she had really long hair, and it was fucking crimped. Remember it was?
Yeah.
It was
Yep.
cramped. Oh.
Yeah.
Did-
Andrew Dice Clay plays a bouncer in Pretty in Pink.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And
That's right.
he tells Ducky, he's like, if your girl is here, why does she come here knowing you're not gonna get in, right?
Gina
Mhm.
Gershon is in it. Girlfriend gym class. Gina Gershon.
Yeah, she was one of the girls that was mean to her. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
Dweezil Zappa.
He was in the club. He was the friend that they were sitting with.
Wow.
Mhm.
Alicia knows this movie very well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't remember his name, but it was a weird name. His character had a weird name.
Simon.
Oh, Simon. Yeah, of course. But he didn't say anything. That was the funny part, is like they would just say things and he just kind of nod his
You
head.
just react, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, Christy Swanson was Duckette.
She was the one at the end at the prom that wanted to dance with
Very
Ducky.
end.
Yeah, at
Uh-huh.
the very tail end.
Oh, I think I need to
Very end.
rewatch this.
Yes,
I
you
need to
do.
watch it for the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Sounds pretty good, huh, Matt?
Yeah, that sounds like a good movie. Now I've heard the names of the characters over the years, and I'll like
Mhm.
nod along to people in conversation because I didn't want to tell them I hadn't seen it.
No!
But yeah, I gotta check this out.
All right.
Get on that.
Matt's
You
got
know what?
homework.
I was like tripping when I saw what's her name? Annie Plotz, the one Alicia, what's the character's name? Willona.
Iona.
Iona.
And then I saw her in Designing Women, and it was like, how could that be the same person? It seems
Right?
so different, the one character to the next. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah. Oh, that's such a good movie. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see it today again. I'm gonna watch it today again.
Such a
In
good
honor
movie.
of Matt. I'm gonna watch it again.
Alicia, we're at your number 2.
Okay. Princess Bride.
Oh.
Oh, The Princess
Matt,
Bride.
have you not seen A Princess Bride?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but not
Ah,
once. Everyone says I would love it.
it's so geeky, nerdy, funny. It's like the underlying theme is romance, but everything that's on top of it, it's truly very funny. It's a really
Andre-
great movie.
Andre the Giant is.
Well, I
Yeah.
remember my parents renting it, but my dad would rent movies over and over again. That was one of them, but I only ever like caught like parts of it. Like I'll get home from school and they're in the middle of the movie, or something like that. And it wasn't one that I remember from HBO. I remember it from those video rentals. You know, so was it on HBO a lot?
Where did your dad rent movies at? The Lamont General Store or Showtime?
He went to the general store. He left me there one time. He's like, "Hey, go hold on to a video for me. I'll be right back." And I held on to it, and then he went home and went to sleep. The general, I'm holding the poker chip. You know the poker chip?
The poker chip. Oh man.
He was right there and at the gas station that my brother worked at.
Okay, so Alicia looks lost. Okay, so at the Lamont General Store, they had movies. Only the movie was on display, and underneath it, if the movie was available for rent, there would be a poker chip attached with Velcro, and then you would take the poker chip to the counter. You'd give them the poker chip, and then the lady with the fucking glasses that were down here.
Because it had a code. It wasn't even the name of the movie because that wouldn't fit. So it had like a
It
code.
would be like
Okay.
C80 and shit like.
Uh-huh.
It was like a Dewey Decimal System of video.
Okay, so am I to understand that renting videos in Lamont was so dangerous or precarious that they had to like they do the formula, they have to put it behind the lock and key type of thing?
Well, it was behind the counter. Yeah, you couldn't put the videos out on the floor. Hell no, we'd steal that shit.
It was just too many videos. It was too many videos. How could they keep? I always felt so bad for them. I was like, God, that's a lot of work. Oh, is this going? Oh no. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Go grab the chip for 3 Amigos or whatever it was. You know, grab it, and I'll be right in there to rent it. So you know, we went shopping in the county fair market. I grabbed the chip. You know, I'm like waiting, like hour passed. I'm like, man, where's my dad? You know? Finally, he shows up and he goes, "Hey, I went home and went back to sleep. I forgot."
Oh my God.
Man.
Oh shit.
Parent of the year.
Wow.
That's awesome.
All right, Matt. What's
Yes.
your number 2, Matt? And we'll I'll get you the name of a good counselor. In a minute.
My number 2 is not on anyone's list for sure. Airplane.
It was almost on my list.
I love that movie.
I thought it was from 1979 the whole time, and I thought, you know what? Let me make sure. And look, and it was 1980, and like, yes.
Yeah, the love story between Elaine and Ted Stryker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it goes like like they go all the way to Africa. Remember, like he's in the Peace Corps. They're in the Peace Corps together.
Yeah.
He's all taught them how to play basketball. They took the basketball really quick.
There's so many lines in that movie, so many great one-liners.
There's so many great one-liners, and I don't think anybody could walk through an airport and not start giggling when they hear the white zone is for loading and unloading. I was looking at I think it was just yesterday in my Facebook memories. One of my what are you doing now? It just said the automatic pilot, he's deflating. Vidalia is not an airplane fan? Are you?
Yeah, no, I remember watching it as with so many of these movies, like at the time, and it was funny and I liked it. I just haven't I didn't watch it more than once, first of all.
Do yourself a favor.
And then I haven't seen it since. So like I remember having a good feeling about it. I just don't remember the particulars, you know.
Gosh.
Yeah.
It's so good.
things
It's loud.
you get when you're
Hold
older.
on.
Yeah.
I
for
speak.
sure.
I agree with that.
Hold on. I speak jive.
Was that her?
That was in that was Elaine. Who?
No, it was the old lady was from
It was Leave It to
Leave
Beaver.
It to Beaver.
It was
Yeah,
Leave It to
June
Beaver.
Cleaver.
That's Barbara Billingsley, right?
Yeah. It's like,
Yes,
"Ah, ass
yes.
turkey sucker don't want no help. Sucker don't get no help." Yes, I've watched Airplane many times. That's a good one. God dang, Matt. Matt's list is super cool. Vidalia, what is your number 2?
My number 2 was The Princess Bride.
All right.
We already got over it. Yeah.
I mean,
I need to watch it.
Yeah, you do.
my number two. Okay, I'm gonna pull a Matt right here, and I'm gonna say this is not on anyone's list, but it is definitely a romantic comedy. 1988 Bull Durham.
Bull Durham. That was a great movie.
Don't be so
Susan,
sure it's not on anyone's list.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon, Tim Robbins, Robert Wool. Alicia, Jose, and I do a bit on this every time. He's like, "You lollygag." What do you call it? Sir? Lollygaggers.
Yeah.
You lollygag onto the field. You lollygag off the field. Lollygaggers, sir.
You know that movie by Stephen King, or the novel also called The Langoliers? That's what he used to call it, the lollygaggers. Because he's dumb.
I love when he's like,
Say lollygag at practice a lot.
he's like, we're 16 and 24. How in the hell did we ever win 16?
Seeing through his eyelids.
It is such a good movie, and Susan Sarandon is so freaking hot in this movie. Were her and Tim Robbins already married at the time?
I don't think they ever got married. They were just partnered.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't think they were married ever.
Ebby Calvin Nuke Lelouch. He's got a quadriponic blanc punk. Oh my God. Okay. I love this movie.
I do too.
It's a great movie. I love it. I watch it when I watch it during the time that baseball isn't in season. Like I'll reach a point where I'm missing baseball, you know, and Moneyball, Bull Durham.
For Love of the Game, let me guess. For Love of the Game.
Nah, I'm not big on For Love of the Game.
Jose watches that all the time. Every time it's on, I'll walk in the room and then he's walked out and I'm left here sitting watching this movie. Like, never fails.
Yeah, Vince Scully is the true hero of For Love of the Game.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, his commentating during that, man. The whole a chapel stood like, yeah, Vince Scully.
Really good.
I just remember at Arvin High baseball, Coach Satterfield, no lollygagging out there. You guys are lollygaggers. Yeah.
I miss sitting in the fields and watching Arvin High baseball games. Remember, you could park out in the grapevines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could park out in the grapevines, and there'd be a bunch of. It was kind of like a scene from Dazed and Confused. Just a bunch of people that had graduated drinking fucking Keystone Lights in the grapevines, watching baseball games. I remember watching lots of baseball games out there.
Wow.
And the Rookie. He likes to play the Rookie a lot too.
Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah, we should
movie.
do baseball movies one of these days.
But no League of Their Own?
League of Their Own is great.
If they would play it, I'm sure he would be into it. They don't play it as much.
I watch MLB Network like all the time. It's like the only channel I'm turned to.
Uh-huh.
And that movie shows at least once a month, along with Bull Durham and all the classics.
Oh, maybe that's what we need to do.
It's the best one of baseball. It's the best one. Sorry.
Which one? What? Major League?
A League of Their Own.
Oh, Major League. Oh my God.
Major League. Oh, okay. Alicia, we're in the number one round here.
Number one.
Okay, Alicia, you're number one.
Okay. If we didn't put a John Hughes movie on my list, I would be remiss and also an a-hole. So I think all of you know that above Pretty in Pink and Breakfast Club and 16 Candles, I love Some Kind of Wonderful. That's my jam. That's my all-time favorite John Hughes movie.
Need to watch.
So treat yourself.
You know what?
Yes.
I had never watched Some Kind of Wonderful until you harassed me one day, bullied me, belittled
To be
me.
clear, yeah.
Yeah. And I went home and watched it that day because I wanted to be cool, and it is so good.
It's
so
way
good.
better than it needed to be. Yes.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Wrong Side of the Tracks guy. rich popular girl. Well, she isn't exactly rich, but she's in with the rich kids.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like that Romeo and Juliet type of thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Some Kind of Wonderful. Great
Mhm.
movie.
I
Another
love it. And Eric Stoltz was so cute. He was dreamy.
Eric Stoltz had a really good run for a redhead. He had more success
Yeah.
than any redhead deserved to have in the 80s.
Was
Ouch.
he in Mask? Was that Mask?
Yeah, he was in Mask. Yeah,
He was
Yeah.
Mask?
yeah, he was in Mask with Cher and
And Sophia.
Sophia.
Petrillo. Sophia Petrillo. I forget.
Oh, was she? Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. She
Eric
was Cher's mom.
Eric
Oh, that's right.
Eric
Yes.
Stoltz is throwing the party in Say Anything.
That's right.
Yeah,
He was in that too. You know what? After these movies, I think in like the early 90s too, he was kind of sought after a little bit for a hot minute. And he did some darker things too, like some drama. And yeah,
Mhm.
he did a good little run there.
Yeah, Eric Stoltz, good guy, good guy.
Mary Stuart Masterson and Leah Thompson.
Mary Stuart Masterson, gorgeous. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Cute as a button.
yeah, and that name. Matt, what is your number one?
You know, when you said this movie is not on anyone else's list, Bull Durham's my number one.
What?
What?
It's the one I
Nice.
watched recently. It's the freshest in my mind. It was on just a few weeks ago, and I just sat down for some of it, and I just thought, wow, this is better than I remember.
Yes.
And the thing is, I've watched it so many times, but I normally I watch like whatever's like, if it's on, I'll watch like the last few minutes of it, or I'll just catch it where it is. This time I caught it from the beginning, and it's been a while since I caught it from the beginning, and it's such a good story too.
Yeah, it's
So many
great.
metaphors, between love and baseball, going throughout the whole thing.
It is. It's a great movie. I love it. Directed by Ron Shelton. What else did he direct? He directed. Oh my gosh, my thing's moving super slow. Oh, here it goes. It's moving. Okay. Ron Shelton also directed Bad Boys 2. He directed Tin Cup, The Great White Hype.
Oh, that was a good movie, Tin Cup.
Oh, he wrote Tin Cup. Screenplay for Great White Hype. The screenplay for Cobb. Wrote Blue Chips.
Oh, God.
He wrote White Man Can't Jump.
That's a good one.
The
I
Best
love
of
that
Times.
movie.
He wrote The Best of Times, and
Nice.
he directed. Okay, so directing Play It to the Bone, Tin Cup, Cobb, White Man Can't Jump, Blaze, and Bull Durham. Man, that's a good run.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely. Ron Sheldon. Okay, number one. Okay, Vidalia, what is your number one?
So cliche, like so lame. Pretty in Pink. It's my number one.
no, it's fabulous. It's good.
We've talked about it like in every podcast we've ever done. We've talked about Pretty in Pink.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know what? Let's talk about really quick movies that because we talk about like how great John Hughes was. Of course, he was great, but a John Hughes movie that did not age well. I don't think it's on anyone's list. 16 Candles.
16 Candles.
Man, there is so much
Oh, yeah.
naughtiness in 16 Candles.
It's very naughty.
Mhm.
Very naughty. The charging $1 to see the girl's underwear, which was like
For
that's
starters.
a lot for 1980s. Like $1, come on, maybe 50 cents.
Well, I hadn't seen it in a long time. And I just remember I liked it, and I saw it on some streaming. It was streaming somewhere maybe a month ago, and I told my daughter, I'm like, hey, have you seen 16 Candles? And she just goes, I've seen it, and I don't think anyone should ever watch that movie. And she wrote all these cringy things about it, and she's like, we're not watching that. Then, okay, yeah, we're not watching it.
Dude, the drunk girlfriend, he gives away his drunk girlfriend. Like, oh my God.
Well, because in the 80s, there wasn't stuff that was like obviously raunchy. You know, you have your Porkies or whatever. You know what I mean? That was like obviously raunchy. But then there was movies like this, 16 Candles, that it was like some of these things were hidden
Yeah. Oh,
underneath
uh-huh.
this, you know, pretty exterior. And when you start paying attention, like there's a lot of really not cool things,
Yeah.
you know, going on in some of those movies. You know, like you had mentioned, Revenge of the Nerds. That was horrible. Like, oh my God. Or like, do you guys remember Bachelor Party?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That was garbage.
Like,
So bad.
so
Jess and I were talking about a movie that came on a lot of lists, and I said, you know, I did enjoy it. It was funny, but the overall tone of it was terrible. Do you know? Overboard, you guys, she straight out got abducted.
Overboard. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Yes. How terrible. And he kept her prisoner and was lying to her about her amnesia. And it was just like, what is happening? Why is this okay? He's telling the kids to lie. Like, I was blown away by the whole feel of it. And even though it's funny, you're like, how could this movie get made? And they did a remake of it recently and flipped the switch and changed the girl to the guy and the guy to the girl. Is that better?
Wow.
Let me tell you, when I first started making the list, I thought Overboard. Then I started thinking about all that. Maybe not. It didn't age well. A lot of stuff in the 80s didn't age well.
Do you guys? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Do you guys want to mention any of your honorable mentions or also rans? We could start with Alicia. Did you have something that just what you were like on the fence about? You're like, if we could do 6 or 7, this would have made the list.
I did want to put Pretty in Pink on mine too, so that would be in my honorable mentions. But I just felt like I can't be like a John Hughes horror over here and put all the John Hughes.
I put 2.
But I was like, I need to give Princess Bride some credit. Yeah, I need to give Harry Met Sally some credit. So I felt like there were things that I needed to put on my list. But I also did like Splash. I also really liked Splash. And so maybe those 2. Yeah, for sure.
Matt, did you have any also rans?
I have a couple. Can't Buy Me Love was an also ran for me.
Yes.
And In the Mood, both with Dempsey, and then The Naked Gun was on.
Oh,
nice beaver.
I just got it stuffed.
Enrique Palazzo. It's Enrique Palazzo. Oh, Vidalia, not a Naked Gun fan? Oh my God. So funny.
No, I saw it because I felt like I had to, but I saw it one time just to say that I saw it. And I'm out. Thank you.
Nice.
They're
beaver.
fine.
Norbert,
they're fun.
I love you. I love you too, Nordberg. Drugs.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
And O.J. Simpson in a wheelchair.
Reggie Jackson. But I cannot hear the national anthem at a baseball game and not think of Enrique Palazzo. Just say Enrique Palazzo to your husband, Alicia, and he'll laugh.
I will.
Do it like right before the Super Bowl today. Just be like, I heard Enrique Palazzo is doing the national.
I know. He'll be home just in time. We're excited.
Oh, the
It was
bombs.
almost my number 5 instead of Coming to America, but there's so much in Coming to America too. You know, it's so dense with jokes as well that I had to choose one or the other.
Vidalia, did you have any also rans almost made it?
I did because I had originally made like a top 10, not a top 5. So I have Moonstruck with Cher and Nick Cage, and then Big. That's another one I had on my list. Big with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I love Tom Hanks. Like, I don't know. I just
Who doesn't love Tom Hanks?
He's America's sweetheart.
He is.
Everybody loves Tom Hanks.
He is. He's
America's sweetheart.
I'm trying to think of like somebody. Yeah, he's our guy, Tom Hanks.
We've already mentioned 3 of his movies today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. My number one is Cameron Crowe's 1989 Say Anything, which was already
Yeah, it was mentioned twice already. It was my number 3.
My number 4.
And if
Yeah.
I'm being honest, I did consider it too. That would probably be on one of my alsos.
Yeah, 1983, directed by Cameron Crowe. You know, so one thing that I want to point out about Cameron Crowe is like he'll shoot the same scene in different movies, like different variations of the scene, right? So the scene in Jerry Maguire where Tom Cruise is driving, singing "Free Falling," right?
Mhm.
So he first did that in Say Anything, where the dad is driving and he's singing "Ricky, don't lose that number." Remember that? So that's in this scene. That's in this movie. It's
Is
such
that the dad from Frasier? Correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
John Mahoney.
Okay.
Yeah. John Cusack, Ione Skye, gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Ione Skye, John Mahoney, Lily Taylor, love her. Amy Brooks, not a lot of other big names. Jeremy Pivens.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Mr. Selfridge. I love him.
Jeremy Pivens, Patrick O'Neill. I don't know who he plays. Eric Stoltz.
Yeah, now I think these are all party guests.
China Phillips is Mimi the friend.
Hmm.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
I love looking like deep in the credits and you're like, what the fuck? Yes. Great movie, great soundtrack. I don't know. It kind of the whole like she breaks up with him, but he doesn't want to take the breakup. You know, that's kind of like an 80s thing of the guy just not knowing when to stop.
Hashtag me too. Hashtag me too.
Yeah. I gave her my heart. She gave me a pin. The rain is a baptism. But there's so many great lines. How about the guy that they're giving a ride home to from the party and they can't find his house?
I can see him in my head.
Yeah, he's like, that's my house. I live there. And yeah, it's a great movie. I freaking love it. And like I said, I just ordered they're reissuing the soundtrack. So now we're gonna do the thing that is always really hard. We're going to fight over what makes the cut and doesn't make the cut. But so to make it a little bit easier, let's see. So Say Anything was on 3 lists.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, so Say Anything was on 3 lists. Bull Durham was on 2 lists. What else got multiple mentions? Was Princess Bride?
Princess Bride
Yeah.
was on 2.
Princess Bride was on 2 lists.
Mm-hmm.
Valley Girl
Valley Girl.
and Can't Buy Me Love, I believe, was on a couple.
I think Pretty in Pink was on. Was Pretty in Pink was on 2 lists.
Well, that was definitely on mine, but I know Alicia mentioned it, but she went with
It was on mine. It was my number 3.
Okay.
Right.
Did you say Can't Buy Me Love was on 2 lists?
I think on me and Matt's. Or
No,
me and yours?
My honorable mentions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was Matt's honorable mention. Okay, look. If we're just going with the movies that were mentioned more than once, we've got Say Anything, Bull Durham, Princess Bride, Valley Girl, Pretty in Pink. Okay, if we just go with those, but we're leaving off Splash, Breakfast Club, Coming to America, Back to School, Airplane, just one of the guys. I mean, I'm fine with that. Okay, so if we say that these are the top 5, what do you want to fight for from your list? I don't care. I'm fine with these 5 being a representation. But if there's something that you're looking at your list and you're like, oh, I really want to fight for this movie to be on my list. Alicia, we'll start with you. Your list was When Harry Met Sally, Can't Buy Me Love, Valley Girl, Princess Bride, Some Kind of Wonderful. When Harry Met Sally was one of my also rans. Absolutely love it. It really does define the 80s kind of rom-com. I think I didn't mention it because it was just like too easy of a pick.
Right.
But I mean, it deserves to be there.
It was lower down on my list as well.
Yeah. Alicia, do you think it deserves to be in the top 5, or do you have, Alicia, anything in your top 5 that you're like, oh, fuck that, that's going on the list, I'll fight?
Okay, so you said Valley Girl is on the list.
Valley Girl is on the list.
Princess Bride is on the list.
Princess Bride is on the list.
Okay, so the only 2, okay, because I'm actually okay with leaving off Harry Met Sally just because I don't feel like it was personally in my wheelhouse. It was fine. I enjoy it. It's great. I just wanted to give it some acknowledgement by putting it on my list.
Okay.
But I can definitely leave it off because I felt a little more strongly for Can't Buy Me Love and Some Kind of Wonderful. However, in a dramatic turn of events, I would be okay with leaving off Some Kind of Wonderful in favor of Pretty in Pink because I feel like they both deserve to be on there, but at least Pretty in Pink is on there.
Pretty in Pink is on here.
But I do want to recommend that you see it if you haven't seen it. So
okay,
there's that. But so I guess, I don't know, maybe Can't Buy Me Love was so good. It was just one of those movies that it ended up being better than it needed to be. And it has a cult following, I feel like.
Okay.
And Patrick Dempsey. Did I mention Patrick Dempsey?
We talked about Patrick Dempsey, yes.
Okay.
Only twice though, Alicia, only twice.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're gonna move on from your list, Alicia.
How dare you?
Okay. Matt, from your list, you have Coming to America, Say Anything, Back to School, Airplane, Bull Durham. Say Anything and Bull Durham are in the top 5 right now.
Top 5.
Are you okay with those being your only representations? Are you willing to fight us to include Coming to America, Back to School, or Airplane?
No, I just wanted to remind you guys that those movies existed. So I'm okay with those 2 being my only ones on the list.
Okay, so right now on the list, we still have Say Anything, Bull Durham, Princess Bride, Valley Girl, Pretty in Pink, Can't Buy Me Love. Has an asterisk. We'll see if it's going to make its way onto the list in a couple minutes here. Vidalia, your top 5 is Splash, Breakfast Club, Say Anything, Princess Bride, Pretty in Pink. You've got 3 in the top 5. I think you're fine. But okay. No, let's. But
I want Splash.
Okay, you're fine.
I'm good.
She's good. Alicia, yeah, okay, we're good. All right, Vidalia, in a dramatic change of events, is not holding us up for 15 minutes. That's great.
I feel like that is an over dramatization of what actually happened.
All I heard was over dramatization. Anyway. Okay, my top 5 is just one of the guys, Valley Girl, Pretty in Pink, Bull Durham, Say Anything. I've got 4.
4.
So calm down.
Wow.
So yeah, so you need to calm down, sir. Thank you.
You guys voted for this stuff. Okay. So then let's do this. If we want Can't Buy Me Love to be in the top 5, what is it going to knock out? Is it knocking out Say Anything, Bull Durham, no. Princess Bride, Valley Girl, Pretty in Pink?
Valley Girl would be out for me.
for you.
I don't think it knocks down. I don't think it knocks down any of those. But I feel like it should be
An honorable mention?
at the top of that list. Yeah.
Okay, then these are our 6 movies. Okay. Say Anything, Bull Durham, Princess Bride, Valley Girl, Pretty in Pink, Can't Buy Me Love, honorable mention. What's the order?
I think Say Anything should be first because it was on so many of the lists.
I think so.
I feel like Say Anything should be first.
Alicia?
I considered it as number 2 on mine. Then I dropped it to 4 when I realized Airplane and Back to School. But yeah, Say Anything is much high. Probably much higher on my personal list anyway.
Okay, Jesse, you said, was there any one movie that all 4 of us had?
Oh, that all 4 of us had. That's a good one.
So that would be the factor for me.
I don't think so because the number 1 vote getter was Say Anything with 3 votes. Yeah. And then
Okay.
had 2, Princess Bride had 2, Valley Girl had 2, 1.
2. Valley Girl's on mine.
Okay. Oh, I'm looking at your list. No, here's your list. Your list was covered up over here. Sorry. Yeah, Valley Girl had 2, Pretty in Pink had 2.
Pretty in Pink had only 2?
Pretty in Pink was on my list.
It was on my number 1.
It was on Vidalia's. Yeah, it was just on mine and Vidalia's.
Okay. Okay. I feel like in a classic sense, Princess Bride should be number 1 and then Say Anything should be number 2, but I'm okay with switching them for this podcast. But in a general sense, I feel like a more classic, widely revered rom-com would be Princess Bride.
I won't. I am okay. You make a lot of sense, and I think the part of me that wants to argue with you and say anything is just the Cameron Crowe fan in me,
right?
That wants to put him at the top, right? Because
I have done that myself.
Yeah,
the last one. Yeah.
So okay, so I'm gonna step away from that argument because I'm arguing with my heart and not with the data. So I'll let Matt and Vidalia, because that'll be 3. We know that vote.
No, I said I'm totally okay, and I get why for this podcast and the people that are putting the lists together that it makes sense to put it number 1 because that's what we usually do. Is it's a vote in thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like Princess Bride definitely then should be number 2
or number 1.
No, I'm saying if you Say Anything at number 1, then Princess Bride deserves that number 2 spot.
Okay. So are you guys okay? Well, okay, so then let me just do this and then we'll go from there. Say Anything. Princess Bride.
Oh. How many votes did Bull Durham have? 2?
2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
I think everything else had 2 from here on out.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about Say Anything, Princess Bride, Pretty in Pink, Valley Girl, Bull Durham?
I'm good with that.
I like that order.
A little bit higher because I think Bull Durham was on more lists than Valley Girl.
No, Valley Girl, Pretty in Pink, Valley Girl, Bull Durham each had 2 votes.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. So say it again. Can you say the order again?
Say Anything, Princess Bride, Pretty in Pink, Valley Girl, Bull Durham. That's a pretty good list.
I like Pretty in Pink at number 3. I do.
Yeah, and honorable mention, Can't Buy Me Love.
Yes. I need to see that again.
Matt, if you watch Pretty in Pink, Matt, I'll watch 3 Amigos.
You've never seen 3 Amigos?
Yeah. Watch 3 Amigos and then watch Airplane.
Okay. Then.
I'll watch the Princess Bride too.
Okay.
Oh, you know what, Jesse? From what I know about Matt, I feel like Princess Bride is in his wheelhouse. I think he's going to love it.
I'm shocked.
I really think you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
Well, it's another one where people assume I've seen it and they start quoting it, and I'll laugh along like I've seen it, and then I think to myself, okay, I need to go see this movie, and it's just never happened. So
Yeah, it is very much quoted.
I feel like it's Matt's jam. I feel like he's gonna like it more than he thought he would.
yeah, well, someone got us a Princess Bride board game, thinking that was in my room, at Christmas time. So maybe
You should check it out.
You should watch the movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. I've been watching too much Star Trek.
Oh man.
Well,
All
see,
right.
that's what I mean. The way that you geek out about certain things, I feel like you're gonna geek out about this movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. It made this list even without me seeing it, so it must be great.
Yeah, it's a great movie. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Vidalia, do you mind showing everybody your shirt? I thought it was amazing.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Let me take my jacket off. Sure. So I saw this and I got one of these for myself, and then I got one for my daughter. So it says,
Oh, very cool.
Eleanor, Rosa, Ruth, Michelle, and my daughter.
That's so sweet.
And then hers says, and my mom.
Oh,
Nice.
that's sweet.
Yeah, we're gonna take pictures and I'll post later.
That's
if she were here today.